Mr. Deputy Speaker, and can I start by also congratulating my honourable friend, the member for Batley and Spen, for securing this debate. And I think we should also thank my right honourable friend, the Leader of the House, because clearly when he set the business for this week and ensured the motions before us this afternoon were going to be fairly short, so that we could have a substantial, longer than usual adjournment debate to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Coronation Street. And indeed, I've been a fan of Coronation Street since I was about maybe 7 or 8 years old. It was always on in our house. My parents loved it, my grandparents loved it, and they actually continue as they get through their 90s now in residential care together after 70 years of marriage. They still watch Coronation Street every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. It is very much a family thing that we love and enjoy, the nation's favourite street. And I remember one of the early storylines that I can remember was the murder of Brian Tilsley. And I remember in the 80s, not fully comprehending the storyline, I may have been 7 at the time, the brutality of that and how a father could be taken from a family, leaving obviously the character that we know as Nick Tilsley without a father. And that did, I remember that really striking me as a young boy. It's also now the case that I like to see it as an escapism. After a busy day in this place, I can often be found on the train back to Buckinghamshire watching Corrie on my iPad. That's also something that maintains domestic harmony, because I must confess that I've married into an EastEnders family, and often when we've got Coronation Street on at home, my wife finds a reason to do something else. So she's very appreciative that I watch it on my iPad on the way home, but I like to try and ensure that escapism is available to me at the end of those days. And as my right honourable friend for Bournemouth West has said, I've had the great honour and privilege of visiting the set, the old set and the new set on a number of occasions, each time with my right honourable friend, and the privilege of not only meeting so many cast members and seeing them filming their scenes, but the incredible cast, crew, writers, everybody that works so hard to produce 6 episodes a week. And in television, that is no mean feat, to produce 6 episodes a week, to get them ready on time for ITV to broadcast them. And as everybody else that has spoken in this debate has said, Coronation Street offers us that wonderful breadth. The laugh out loud moments, the entertainment, the comedy gold, but also those very serious storylines. The storylines, as my honourable friend and neighbour, the member for Aylesbury, said, that break taboos. The storylines that raise awareness of things that the country isn't necessarily that aware of, not aware as they could or should be of. And one of those that struck home to me was before I was elected to this House, I did some work with the UK Sepsis Trust in raising awareness of sepsis in this country. And it was the story of Jack Webster, who lost his leg, that really helped bring the awareness of sepsis as a condition to the public's awareness, to the point that it was almost around that same time that storyline was airing that we saw in virtually every hospital and GP surgery up and down the land, that Ask, Could It Be Sepsis poster going up. So it really is very, very powerful. And as the Honourable Member for Strangford referred to, the Oliver storyline in the last few days was really difficult to watch. And the performances of particularly Jane Danson and Simon Gregson and Ben Price really paid proper service to not only ensuring greater awareness of mitochondrial disease, but also the absolute devastation that any family that loses a child must go through. As I say, it was difficult to watch, but it was important to watch as part of that storyline. So many others that I don't want to repeat from previous speeches, but the wonderful Mickey North's portrayal of Gary Windass in the whole loan shark storyline over the past couple of years, bringing home just the brutality of what can happen if people do go to borrow money from loan sharks. The stories that others, the coercive control storyline with Jeff and Yasmin so powerfully portrayed and not yet complete in the court story, the David Platt male rape storyline, the domestic abuse storylines that we've seen, as my right honourable friend for Bournemouth West mentioned, going back to Rita and Alan Bradley, and more recently Tyrone Dobbs. These are all highly serious issues that Coronation Street have helped raise awareness of in the country, and so many more that I won't repeat. But there's also, as we look forward to another 60 years of Coronation Street, maybe more, hopefully more than 60 years more of Coronation Street, there are also questions to be a little bit serious for the moment about the way we do look at public service broadcasting. ITV is a public service broadcaster, and I think we do need to ensure that fairness for our public service broadcasters, particularly as they compete in advertising space with some online platforms going forward, to ensure that ITV is there, that ITV is a strong channel that remains on not only our televisions, but on our iPads and on our computers and on all the other ways that we are going to consume entertainment going forward, as a competitive player in that marketplace that isn't disadvantaged by online. And so I would urge my right honourable friend, who is far more versed in these matters than me, to consider that going forward. And I know the Public Service Broadcasters Review Panel is now launched. So I will conclude, Mr Deputy Speaker, by repeating my hearty congratulations to everybody involved in Coronation Street on this momentous anniversary, 60 years on our television screens. I look forward to hopefully being able to visit the set on many more occasions, but until then, it's my iPad on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday night, my escapism, and I wish them all a very happy birthday and 60 more years to come.
Thank you, Jefferson.